When was the last time you had alone time with God? Just you and Him in a quiet place with no distractions, no devices, no phone, no text messaging. Um, just somewhere in the room, in your car, or even out for myself. I've been um, going out in the back deck where early in the morning before I start to get ready for work, I go out in the back. It's quiet, uh, at least now until the frost hits in the fall, and I'll be forced to go back inside and do my Bible reading. But I like being outside to study the Word of God and being alone with the Lord. And so, my encouragement to you and a challenge is, when was the last time that you have uh, been alone with the Lord, being intentional? It's like when you go out somewhere and you have to take care of something that's really important, and you actually have a set time where you are forced to do that thing. And, God doesn't force you to do anything. And so, I mean, He knows your heart, and He knows whether you are really intentional about knowing more about Him, seeking His face, searching His ways, His character, so that we can live like Christ with that Christ like character. And I just want to give you some thoughts here about how you can possibly do that if you haven't done so already. Just to get you jump started, you can make it your own. Obviously, it's what has worked for me, but everybody's different. For me, it's in the morning, and for you, it may be at night. Maybe you're a night person and your energy level is higher at nighttime. Maybe it's midday if you have the ability to do that. For me, it's first thing in the morning. I'll prep myself first and get a cup of coffee, and then get alone with the Lord. Sometimes with a good study Bible. And by the way, I don't think God cares about uh, frequency or duration. Excuse me, but He does care about the heart. And if you really want to search His face and get to know Him. Um, and for me, it takes maybe about 45 minutes. That seems like a long stretch for some of you, and that's fine. I'm not saying you have to do that, but at least start with 10 minutes. I think that if you give them 5 minutes each day, I don't know if you would get any true benefit for um, knowing His character. That comes with time. That comes with intention. That comes with study. And so it's a good place to start so that you will know your Creator. It will prepare you for when life happens and trials come, because they will. And a lot of times when you least expect it, will you scramble and start fretting because you're not ready for that trial that has hit you all of a sudden? And so uh, the preparation only comes with being alone with the Lord. Deuteronomy 4:29 through 31 states, but from there, but from there you will seek the Lord your God, and you will find Him, if you search after Him with all your heart and with all your soul. When you are in tribulation and all these things come upon you in the later days, you will return to the Lord your God and obey His voice. For the Lord your God is a merciful God. He will not leave you or destroy you or forget the covenant with your fathers that He swore to them. Now he's talking to the nation of Israel, His people. Um, they have historically have come running to Him and then depart from Him and turning from His ways and falling into idolatry. And this is one of the instances in Deuteronomy 4 where He was warning the people about um, falling into idolatry. And so The other thing I want to make note of is that you have to slow down and truly study the Bible. It takes intention. I've probably stated that again, but it's so important, and it seems so basic, but you have to prepare, just like anything else. You can't just go in there and expect to plow through the Bible and then expect to hear from God. I mean, do you want to hear from God? I know I do. And don't get me wrong, there's times where I've have taken 5 minutes and have done a devotional, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if that's all you do, then it's like, you know, if you wanna have a strong body and a healthy body, I mean, would you eat hot dogs every day? Or would you feed your body with good food? Chicken, steak. And so that's the idea of, how's your spiritual diet? Are you just kind of like picking here and there, verses here and there, your favorite verses, or maybe just doing a devotional where you know, the devotional will pick a certain Bible passage and then you read it and then you're on your way and you're running, but you're not really meditating on what you've read. And so Joshua 1:8 is a command. This book of the law shall not depart from your mouth, but you shall meditate on it day and night, so that you may be careful to do according to all that is written in it. For then you will make your way prosperous, and then you will have good success. Now, this is not saying like some will believe in the prosperity gospel. The success is not necessarily or being prosperous is not necessarily with money, but it's the idea that in your day-to-day life, as God engineers your life, he will prosper you in ways that you would not in any other way be prosperous or be successful. And that's in relationships, that's in your work, your job, whether you're working for an employer or you are employed. It's making life decisions, which requires wisdom. And lastly is start somewhere, but be systematic and be intentional, because God knows the intentions of our hearts. Use a good study Bible and journal. I've just started journaling for about 6 weeks now, and it's a game changer. Um, it's forced me to slow down and to first ask God to prepare my heart to give me wisdom to understand his word and give me something that I can take with me for that day, for that morning, throughout the whole day. And then I'll write it down. I'll journal it, because then the verse or verses that stick out, and usually it's the one verse that jumps out. That's the one that God is saying, I want, this is for you for today. And that's your highlight. And then explain, what does it mean? What does it mean to you? But also in the context of how it is written for those times. You can still make application for it today, but it's good to understand the context of it. And then it's the application. How are you going to apply it to your life? And then that's where growth starts. And that's where you can be a light and live Christ-like, so that others will see the difference. I hope I didn't jump around too much. I hope this all made sense. Be encouraged, but start somewhere, start small, and then build upon it. If you have any comments or anything that you want me to cover in relation to this, I think that I'd like to maybe stick with this topic for a while. I think it's so vital, because really it's a springboard and it's the foundation, really, in our Christian walk. Until then, God bless you all. I love you all. Until next time.